Well, I hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas. The family and I had a pretty good Christmas. We spent some time with my family and the in-laws. We hung out and watched TV, watched Christmas movies, and talked about the past, and cooked out, and opened presents, and all that good stuff. So, typical family Christmas stuff. Other than that, work's been going pretty busy now that Christmas is over with. We're getting ready for spring and getting all that stuff ready for spring. So it's probably the one of the most busiest times I've had at work, and a little stressed out, but nothing I haven't done before. So we're gonna make it through. Had a little rough weather this past weekend around the area. Had some tornadoes and straight line winds and things like that popping up all over. So it was kind of an interesting weekend. Got a pretty cool invitation to some property to be able to go camp on whenever I feel like. But I was going to go try that out this weekend, but with that bad weather, I didn't think it was going to be a good idea. So I got some camping videos coming up on a pretty good piece of property. So I'm happy to see how that's going to work out, and delighted to have a new camping spot. So we'll see how that goes. But anyways, until then, I have 5 envelopes that I didn't think we were going to make it here. Had some stragglers come in. I didn't think I was going to have a Mailbag Monday before New Year's, but here we are. So let's get to it on today's Mailbag Monday. So this first envelope comes to me from Reedsville, Wisconsin, which is around the Green Bay area. I've never heard of that area. I've heard of Green Bay. My grandmother and grandfather and uncle have property up that way, just north of Green Bay. But I'm sure I've passed through it as a child and didn't realize it. But anyways, let's see what I got here. Kind of a non-typical envelope with another. What they got in here? And let's pull out the old utility knife here. I'm trying not to damage what's in here. Okay, maybe, see how strong that tape is. Maybe we'll just do this. There we go. We'll just do it the easy way. I'm just going to rip it open. And see. Alright. So this is, let me get it out of this envelope here. This is what they call the Old Spanish Fort, located in Pascagoula, Mississippi. This is in my hometown. Now, if you grew up in Pascagoula and went to school in Pascagoula Public Schools, it was a rite of passage where you went on a field trip to this home. Now, I say home because this was not actually ever a fort. Up until probably the last 10, 15 years, it's always been called the Spanish Fort. Well, the Preservation Society and the people that own it and all that stuff, they're saying this was never a fort, and the history of it kind of relates to that. It was just a let's say a well-armed home or a well-armed plantation. Okay, it never was officially a fort. I don't think it was ever even battle. But anyways, I digress. So this postcard is from 1958. Looks like, yeah. I got this one just because it was kind of older and it was postmarked. I paid maybe $2 for it, a little bit over $2 after shipping and stuff. Like I said, it's a local piece of local history. Some of the original, I think the original family of the town was called Krebs, Krebs. Actually, a friend of mine, he was a Krebs. Unfortunately, he passed away here this summer. He was one of the original. He was in the bloodline of the original people from town. So, anyways, they have done a lot of restoration on this house, trying to get it back to period correct. If I'm not mistaken, it was built in the mid 1700s, give or take a little bit, 1750s. I'm not mistaken, somewhere that way. But if you look at it, this white, let's just say material, it looks like concrete. It is a form of primitive concrete where they took oyster shells and I want to say they burnt them and crushed them up and add some stuff to it and made a primitive form of concrete. So And actually every probably couple of months, every 2, 3, 4, 5 months, whatever it is, they actually have a ceremony where they make this. I forgot the name of the material, but they actually do the whole historical process of making it, so they can do some restoration on the home itself. Now the home doesn't look like this anymore. Um, I'm kind of thinking it's kind of hard to tell which angle this is from. It was a narrow house. I think it had maybe 3 or 4 rooms in it, but this looks like a side view, and I can't remember what side it is, but I know the side facing the west, no, facing the east, there was a window here. And the last time my daughter and I were out there was a couple of years ago, and she had never been out there. Um, Not yet, field trip stuff, but they were actually doing a excavation on the ground out here on this wall. They actually found human remains, and we're talking 2022, 2023, and they were still finding human remains out there. Um, so they didn't know where the human remains were coming from. Well, I may mention, well, there was indentured servants or slaves, whatever you want to call them, and it was known that they kept them in the attic. Okay. Well, in the summer heat, I'm trying to put this as politely and politically correct as I can. When they passed away, they probably just threw them out the window. It's probably what they did. They probably didn't care too much about the people then. So, it's a sad piece of history, but never heard anything back, and never could determine if that was true or not. But anyways, just kind of a weird historical thing. Yeah, but I'm gonna quit rambling about this, and let's get on to the next postcard. If you wonder what coffee mug I got, this is the Incline Railway. They're in Lookout Mountain. Had a fire up there about 3 weeks ago and damaged the incline tracks and all that stuff, and it's going to be down for a while. Anyways, this postcard comes to me from Surprise, Arizona, which is around the Phoenix, Arizona area. Now this one, really easy to get into. And this comes from Walker's Postcards. They sent a little thank you card. If you want to check them out on eBay. Alright, so what I have here is a roller coaster from Worlds of Fun, located in Kansas City, Missouri. I went to this theme park in 97 or 98 on a school field trip. And this was one of the first, one of the first big, large, upside down looping roller coaster that I ever rode as a teen. I guess you'd say early teen, late teen. I was a teenager, I don't know. This roller coaster opened in the early 80s. It was made by a company called Aerodynamics. Aerodynamics was a roller coaster and ride manufacturer from, they were very popular in the 60s and 90s, where they finally went out of business in 2002, 2003, early 2000s, something like that, unfortunately. Now, this roller coaster was about 110, 120 foot tall. I think it had 4 loops, and this element right here, which is called, originally it was called the Kamikaze Curve, and now it's called a Batwing, if I'm not mistaken. It was a very unique element at its time. I think this was actually the first one of its time. Interesting, this was opened, like I said, in the early 80s. And to have a coaster like this, early 80s, with primitive computer-aided design was pretty interesting. Now, the company that made this was Aerodynamics, like I said before. They made about 100 roller coasters before they ended up going bankrupt. Their first one was one that's still around today. It is the Matterhorn bobsleds. They're in Disneyland. I'm sure everybody's heard of that one. So, yeah, it was interesting. I don't see many postcards from Worlds of Fun. I don't know why. It's kind of odd to me. So when I saw this one, I might have paid a little bit too much for it. I don't remember how much it was. It wasn't too bad. But seeing this and the postcard, I just had to go ahead and get it and add to the roller coaster theme park collection of postcards that I have. So this next envelope has a interesting collection of stamps on it. All kinds of denominations on there. Interesting. But it comes to me from Elizabeth, New Jersey. I'm not familiar with New Jersey, so I don't even know where that's at. If you know where that's at, let me know in the comments below. It sounds not the least bit familiar to me. Let's see what I got here. I got an invoice with a postcard. Okay. This is the Holiday Inn Motel. Where is this one? In Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Okay. This was located at U.S. Highway 11 South and 49 at the Cloverleaf, 900 Broadway Drive. Features a swimming pool, air-conditioned, restaurant, TV, and telephone in every room. Now I got this one because it also is postmarked, so you can tell the time frame. It's from the 1961 time frame there. Currently, this is a deluxe inn. Deluxe inn motel. The pool's gone, obvious. The sign's gone, obviously. I think I got a screenshot of it here from Google Maps or things like that. Kind of interesting, like the little playground equipment they have here, the little swinging merry-go-round. It was kind of interesting, but yeah, like I said, the hotel that's there now, the Deluxe Inn, let's just say the outside looks okay from Google Maps, but the reviews on it are not very favorable. So it's gone downhill quite a good bit. Man, I'm tongue-tied today. Excuse me. This right here is Highway 11, and Highway 49 is right over this way, the new Highway 49. The original Highway 49 was about a mile and a half that way, in the downtown area, where the original part of Hattiesburg was, the original downtown area. The hotel is about a mile and a half away from that area. So as the city progressed in probably the 50s or 60s, and the new Highway 49 was built around the downtown area, this area out here became more popular places to stay for travelers on the highway. So this is, why there was a Holiday Inn. Now Highway 49 runs north and south, and it's kind of I think it's Highway, Interstate 59, I think it is, kind of took its place in some sort of way. And then, is it 59, 55? I don't know. Anyways, those two highways kind of got taken place by major interstates a couple miles north, a couple miles to the east and west of it. So as that occurred, this kind of area kind of declined. And that's kind of what happens is the hotel sold out. And like I said before, it's now a deluxe inn, and not a favorable one from the reviews. So, but it was kind of cool to get this postcard. It wasn't very expensive at all. I just thought it was kind of cool. Like this person says they're on their way to New Orleans. They stopped here to spend the night. So I thought it was kind of cool having postmarked, and the whole little pool scene and the merry-go-round scene kind of intrigued me a little bit. I like the old motels like this. So this was probably in the heyday of this motel, and unfortunately that heyday is 60 years gone. You ever have that cup of coffee that just really hit the spot? Nothing fancy about it. That cup of coffee right there really is hitting the spot right now. I don't know. This next envelope comes to me from Clarendon Hills, Illinois. Okay. It says open carefully. We're going to try to. Yeah, let's see how well that works. Yeah, not too bad. Some of these envelopes I can get open pretty decently, and some of them, they want to fight me a little bit. I don't know what it is. Okay. This one seems to have 2 postcards. I don't remember getting that one. 3 postcards, huh? Okay. Wow. So this is the postcard that I ordered. Let's look at it in a second here. Let's see what they threw in there. Mississippi River Swamp postcard. That's kind of cool. Interesting cypress trees and cedar trees and all that good stuff. If you want to pause and read it there, you can. I'm not going to read all that. I'm not going to bore you with that one. Looks like a bank or a courthouse, or what is this? The Lafayette County Courthouse, Oxford, Mississippi. Okay, this is up there towards Ole Miss and all that stuff. Okay. I'm not going to read it there, but if you want to pause and read it, kind of tells you about that. That's kind of cool they threw those in. But let's look at the postcard that I did order. Now, this is, let's see here. Yep, entrance souvenir shop, Lookout Mountain in Tennessee. So this was a souvenir shop on top of Lookout Mountain. Now, when I first looked at this, I couldn't remember where this was at. First, I thought it was across from Rock City, where there's a Starbucks and a little smaller souvenir shop off the side. But no, the building shape didn't coincide with that. There is no address for this, so I started thinking and going back. And not the last time we were up there, but the time before that, we went to Point Park. Now, most everybody heard of Lookout Mountain, they know what Point Park is. Well, if you're standing and looking at the main entrance to Point Park at the big castle gates there, if you turn around and look behind you, now there's a building right behind you. It's the Lookout Mountain Battlefield Visitor Center, is the National Park Service building. That's kind of like the office for the area right there. That building is this building right here. I just thought that was kind of interesting that I was sitting there looking at it, and it finally dawned on me, because I kind of recognized the steeple there on the house and the way the building is, and it's kind of on a corner right here. You kind of see how the road kind of curves a little bit. This is where that building is today. Same building. I thought it was kind of interesting. I don't know why it closed down. I don't know. Maybe the National Park Service just bought them out, or I don't know if the National Park Service can do eminent domain for their office buildings or buildings and museums. I don't think they can. I think that only goes for like roads and such. I don't know. But anyways, this souvenir stand is no longer there. And look, they had postcards, souvenirs, and lunches and sandwiches, and good old Coca-Cola. So, yeah. But like I said, this is no longer there. So, yeah, just one of those things of the past that up there on Lookout Mountain. I might have seen this postcard once before on eBay, and it was crazy priced. I don't think I paid but maybe $2, $3, maybe $4 for this one. Not a whole lot of money. I think I bought this a good bit before Christmas, so money wasn't in a crunch then. But anyways, it'll kind of go good with the historical Lookout Mountain postcard collection that I have. So the next postcard, and the last postcard, comes to us from Salem, Oregon. That's around the Portland area. I think I've gotten a couple of postcards from the Portland, Oregon area. This may be the same seller. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what we got in this one here. Just one postcard. Yep. And there's another motel. Looks like I was kind of on a little motel kick there. I don't know if you've noticed before. Older motels kind of intrigue me. I like the whole classic styles of them. Interesting how you can see the design changes throughout the years. But anyways, this is the Royal House, which looks like it was a Best Western motel at one point, or maybe Royal House was part of the Best Western motels. Maybe it was a better chain. I don't know. Best Western's still around, but you don't see Royal House motels anymore. I haven't. If you've seen a Royal House motel, let me know. So this one, 1968, 1988. I can't tell. I don't know. It kind of tells you a little bit more about it here. Let's read it really quickly here. It says it's convenient to Naval Air Station near Martine's restaurant, spacious, individually controlled air conditioning, and electrically heated rooms, TV, room phones, pool, and a playground. Now, looking on Google Maps, I wasn't familiar with this. Oh, I'm sorry. This is located in Pensacola, Florida. Man, I missed kind of an important part where it's at. On US 90 West at 448 Mobile Highway, Pensacola, Florida. Now doing a little Google search. Now this is a Super 8 motel. So it went from Best Western and probably one or two different chains or mom and pop owners between then. Also looking at the Google history of it, or Google Maps history, it was a Super Inn until between 2019 2022. That's when it changes to the Super 8 that's there now. Now, this pool was filled in between 2016 and 2018, if I'm not mistaken, the way the Google Map looks, if I'm not mistaken. So in that time frame. But it seemed to have the new Super 8 that is there, seemed to have pretty good, decent, favorable reviews. So it's good to see a hotel keep on going and get nice reviews, let's just say. It's kind of funny or interesting, let's just say, how it can go, a hotel can stay this and go to a another hotel brand and keep its good reviews, and you have something like this where it was a Holiday Inn with great reviews and nice rooms and things like that, and then to go to junk in a couple 10-20 years and crappy reviews. So it's interesting how things lay out. This one is located on Highway 90, which used to be the main corridor going east to west across the Gulf Coast of Florida Panhandle, Mobile, Mississippi, that sort of thing, the Gulf Coast area there. So, and it got taken, I-10 took its place, more effective, faster route across the Gulf Coast. So, but yeah, as time goes by, things change. And this one, it's interesting that it went from a Best Western to like a mom and pop type chain, or not chain, mom and pop type motel, to now back to a Super 8, which is a big national chain. It's kind of interesting how it does that. Don't usually see that. Usually once they go to the mom and pop type hotels, they don't go back, and then the future of them is kind of wishy-washy. That it goes good or bad. So anyways, kind of good, interesting to see this one's still going good, but just under a different name. So yeah, it just wasn't but maybe $2-3 this one. The whole sign kind of intrigued me there, like the old classic style signs, the old Best Western sign there. It's kind of cool. Got a little pool in the slide there. It looks like some old cars. So yeah, just kind of interesting, and it'll go good with the somewhat local motel postcard history collection. So that completes this week's Mailbag Monday video. Got some interesting postcards and some free ones in there this week. Kind of a little bit of a motel kick there. Got a little souvenir shop right there on Lookout Mountain. A little courthouse building there in Oxford, Mississippi. A little river swamp. Good old-fashioned roller coaster that's no longer with us. And a house that's almost 300 years old now. Kind of interesting. Interesting collection of postcards I had this week. So nothing crazy. I did kind of enjoy finding that Worlds of Fun postcard. Like I said before, I don't see too many postcards from Worlds of Fun of this roller coaster, and at a decent deal. So when I saw it finally, went ahead and grabbed it. But if you've ever been to Worlds of Fun and you've ridden the Orient Express, what'd you think about it? If you've been to Worlds of Fun anytime and rode any of the rides, or you have any historical thoughts about Worlds of Fun, let me know in the comments below. If you ever stayed at that motel there in Hattiesburg, if you remember when this was actually there, the time frame, please let me know. I'm trying to, it just intrigues me, and I want to know when it went from a souvenir shop to the National Park Service's little museum thing. So if you know anything more about this, I can't find much online about it. So if you know anything about this, please, please, please let me know in the comments below. But like always, finish this coffee. Appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you next time.